Hello Exiles, and welcome to another video. Here is my Day 1 and 2 League start update for the Necropolis League. As you can see, iLeague started with my version of Minion Instability SRS Guardian. I went with this build because I can easily swap to a full Spectre build if the new minions are good. So far, I've only tried the Moon Dancer, but I couldn't test it in mapping because the Spectre just crashes my game even when I'm still in the hideout. I don't know if GGG will fix this, but for now the Moon Dancer is unusable for me. So what happened to my league start these past 2 days? I finished the campaign on day 1 and progressed to yellow maps. I didn't get to play so much yesterday, but I managed to reach red maps and get one of the Void Stones. So far, it's a good league start for me. The league mechanic is still a mystery, but I managed to craft good boots with it somehow. On that note, here's my gear progression. After finishing the campaign, my first priority is to get a Tavukai, so we can speed up the MI explosions. Bought this for 8C on day 1. By the way, the farming method I used is Expedition Farming and the Chaos Recipe. If you're not familiar with the Chaos Recipe, you just need to sell a full equipment set of rare, unidentified items, with the item level between 60 to 74. That gives you 2 Chaos per set, and it is really easy to do to fund your early mapping at League start. Just throw any rare items you get in your stash and sell them when you complete the set. The next item I got was a 5 link to help with my DPS. I bought an uncorrupted one for 4 Chaos and spammed a couple of Essence of Greed until I get an armor with some resistance. Next upgrade is getting a replica Siegebreaker. Got this for 8 Chaos at day 1, could be cheaper now. After that, I needed to cap my resistances without the use of Purity of Elements, so I can swap it out with Determination. The boots, I got this from testing out the Necropolis crafting. The gloves and rings I bought for 3 to 4 Chaos each. For the helm, I got lucky and dropped this from a Syndicate investigation. The physical damage taken as fire is a solid defensive mod. I still need to craft the other damage conversion mod from the Eater Implicit. For the weapon, I just bought a Convoking Wand and slammed a Screaming Essence of Fear for the minion damage. For the shield, I was using any rare shield with resists before. This shield, however, I just crafted yesterday. I got an item level 85 Fossilized Spirit Shield with a Shaper influence, and I harvest crafted it with Reforge Life until I got the Recover Life when you block mod. This is one of your greatest defensive layers, especially in mapping. The problem is, it's very hard to get. I just got lucky with my harvest craft. I don't recommend trying to get this until you get your other gear fixed. Remember to get dexterity in your gear since we are really starved for that stat. The next big upgrade is getting a Minion Life Cluster Jewel. I bought this for 4 Chaos and alt spammed it to get hulking corpses. My most expensive purchase on day 1 is this Elegant Hubris for 24 Chaos. It has 160% minion life for 6 passive points, and an additional chance to block spell damage. Finishing up our gear, I used my Animate Guardian on day 2 when it reached level 19. I don't recommend investing in your AG until you get it to level 19, and you have most of the minion life mods. I'm using the Gravebind, Legacy of Fure, and Explode Armor combination to help with our clear. I bought the Crusader Influenced Armor for 5 Chaos, and alt crafted it until I get the Explode mod. I got lucky and got it in about 100 alts. If you don't have the budget, then use an ambush charge in the meantime. The weapon is just a dying breath. For the helm, I used a Leer cast before, but when I got the Whispers of Doom passive, I swapped it to Eye of Malice. For the Spectres, we used Tukahama's Vanguard for the 25% fire exposure. You can get this Spectre in Act 6, the Coast. The second Spectre is a Pale Seraphim for the increased damage. And if you have room for a third Spectre, you can get anything you want, but I got an Arena Master for the cast speed and increased damage. You can go to the Global 6666 chat and ask for these Spectres. For the gem links, we have SRS of Enormity linked with Unleash, Minion Life, and Infernal Legion for your 4 links. The 5th and 6th link is increased critical damage and fire penetration. I tried removing the Infernal Legion when I got Tavukai, but the DPS was limited by the cap on the number of SRS. If I remove Infernal Legion, Tavukai kills our SRS in 4 seconds, and you can't keep casting your SRS while you have reached the maximum, since it will just replace the existing one and not trigger your minion instability. So what happens is you cast 4 or 6 SRS, then you have to wait 4 seconds before casting again, which impacts your overall DPS. With Infernal Legion, however, you only need around 2 seconds before they explode, enough time to shield charge before you need to resummon. Next, our Stone Golem and Spectres are linked with Meat Shield and Feeding Frenzy. We use Stone Golem of Safeguarding so that 15% of the melee damage you receive is taken by the Golem, since most of the hits that can one-shot us are usually from melee hits. This is great in combination with the 20% from the Sentinel of Radiance. Determination, Malevolence, Tempest Shield, and Defiance Banner for your auras. Your Convocation and Molten Shell are linked to automation. For the movement skills, we use Frost Blink and Shield Charge linked to faster attacks. The Animate Guardian is linked with Minion Life, and for the curses we use Flammability. We also use Elemental Weakness if you have Whispers of Doom allocated. For the flasks, we use a Quicksilver Flask, a Quartz Flask for phasing since we always dive in the center of packs, Rumi's Concoction to max our block chance, a Basalt Flask for more armor, and a Life Flask. My flask mods are still bad, so I need to upgrade this when I get more alterations. Now let's go to a map showcase. I'm running a T16 map for this run. Wow, this is the first time I got a lantern with no downsides. Let's use an Ember for this one. In my map runs, I usually only use the Sentinel of Radiance for clearing packs, and only use SRS when a tanky rare is taking too long to kill. Other than that, it's just like an RF build with your RF sometimes lagging behind. For this research investigation, just run straight to the boss.
What's this? A new challenger? The ultimate disgrace. If I have a moment for last words, let's go for some entertainment. Solve this like men. Conflict, not cooperation. Here we are, fighting side by side, just as our ancestors dig the labyrinth. We should. The only one who is busy.
I'm going to kill you, Giannis.
This is what happens when you forget to summon your Sentinel of Radiance.
Just do it.
The price? Not even. I knew you could be reasonable.
For the expedition, I use the Big Bomb Keystone. I usually just stay in the center, but I'll move away since it's embarrassing to die in this map showcase.
Ready?
That's it for this video. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.